Hey, what's up, good people? We got anybody? Hey, they already here. Look there, Josh. Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Hey, this is Larry Jones and Stocks with Josh. Listen, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell right now. As you could see, I got my twin brother right here with me. You know, this is what we do. Hey, we're going to get into this crypto thing. There's a lot going on. I've been resetting the whole studio, rewiring everything for these mics. So please forgive me if things have moved since I've seen them. Sam Bankman-Fried. Spam, bankrupt fraud.
AKA Beetlejuice.
AKA Beetlejuice, AKA everything, right? We're going to get right into that. He got 25 years. You know, even now that, you know, a lot of people would think that's just, I'm just one of those that I just don't rejoice in anybody going to jail. I just don't, even though there's people that need to be in jail right now.
You know what I rejoice on, Larry, though?
Go ahead.
I rejoice on the fact that the legal system might have worked. Because it's not that I want him to suffer necessarily. I just want to see that people in high positions of power that have donated tens of millions of dollars to the politicians don't get off scot-free. That's the main thing that I like.
So you guys excuse the noise. But yeah, there need to be more people going to jail.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Oh, yeah.
I don't rejoice.
I'll sign up Gary Gensler. Where's the petition?
Yes. So there needs to be more people going to jail. And the question that I'm going to get into is that good for the market? So now, listen, good people. Today, we're on that camera. Today, this is going to be a lightning round. I'm not here interviewing Josh, okay? We've actually been here for a couple of days now, taking care of some other business, but this just happened to happen, and I said, hey, let's go live. So we're going to get into look at that. What ETFs are you looking at, Larry? Hey, check out yesterday's video, all right? We're not ignoring you guys leaving the comments. We're going to come back and we're going to get to it. But what we're going to do is we're going to end this in a half an hour, regardless of what's going on. So we're going to be a lightning round. We're going to be interrupting each other. Like I said, Josh is not interviewing me and I'm not interviewing Josh. He did a video earlier. We're just going to talk about crypto, Bitcoin, what we see is going on. And we always have discussions. We're just inviting you guys in on a discussion. Okay. So I'm going to say it one more time. I'm not interviewing Josh. All right. For that one knucklehead that always come on. All right. Let's hit those like buttons. And lastly, before we get going, we're going to talk about this later. Today's video was brought to you by Stock Up You. If you want to kill it with the stock market and crypto, Stock Up You is for you. Top link below. Josh, I tell you what, take 2 minutes, break the Sam Bankman-Fried story, and then you and I are going to talk about, right after that, is it good or bad for crypto?
Well, I'm just going to say that I think it was reasonable, Larry. 25 years seemed relatively reasonable. The max sentence potential was 100 years. The defense attorneys had suggested that the max that should have been considered by the judge was 6 years. And so obviously they've come down on him. Now, before we got on camera, you and I were chatting about Madoff and the fact that he actually got sent to a pretty tough prison. So there's different stages of how justice gets rolled out. One is how many years are you going to serve? The second is where you're going to serve them at, because a bad prison, 1 year or 2 years in a bad prison could be like 10, 20 years, in a soft prison.
That is so true. Here's what I'm going to tell you about crypto and Sam Bankman-Fried. I think that this is good for crypto.
Okay.
I think that he got more than 4 years that they were pushing for 3 to 6 years ish. But for him getting 4 years is actually good for crypto. Another thing that they were saying that a lot of people will get their money back. That will be good for crypto.
That's huge, man.
So if a lot of people get their money back and he gets a hard, stiff sentence, which he deserves, okay, because he was non-remorseful until today, then that is showing that for anybody else that's thinking about doing anything crooked that could, underhinge all of crypto, they're making an example out of him. And I believe that that's going to make crypto more stable. What do you think about that?
I think it's a very valid point. I thought it was interesting that one of the larger defenses that was made of Sam was Beetlejuice was that he was, was that he was perhaps autistic or special. Basically the defense went from this guy was a mogul billionaire who's a genius who had gained the attention of really Hollywood and all the politicians, and was a leader in the world. To all of a sudden, he didn't know better. He was just couldn't help himself, couldn't think straight.
Yeah, he poor him with his millions of dollars and his the media is really good on making you feel bad about these millionaires and billionaires, and when they get justice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what they do. They want you and I to feel bad about them. Okay, so let's go right into Bitcoin. Let's keep it moving. Listen. Let's talk about Bitcoin and where we see it going to, what could happen and what may happen. Remember, anything we say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. I'm still holding, but Josh and I have both been a little concerned over the last couple of days of what could happen. We just like to be real with you guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I got my chart here. We got Josh's charts. I don't have my lines. They're all gone, Josh. What happened to my lines?
It's all right.
They're all gone. That's all right. So we know that we had a double top last cycle in 2021. We know that we blew above last cycle's high, right? Remember when we kept hitting it, we kept getting rejected. So the question is, I wish I had that one chart we had together. The question is will there be a pullback? Remember last season, we had a over 50% fall. Remember? A 50% cool off. So we came here, we had over a 50% cool off over a period of months, and then we blew past the previous high. So a lot of people thought it was over right here, and then we went right back up, right? We go through crypto winter like we're supposed to, and then now we are looking at the halving. The 19th or the 20th of April is what it depends on the block, right? But the question is, Josh, do you think we could push above 80, right? Do you think we can push above 80? That's the question, because I believe that above 80 is where the altcoins could actually take off and run like a racehorse. All right. So what do you think?
So let's can I expand it a little bit and talk about, so we got all these legal cases flying and resolutions flying around today. We know that the SEC and Coinbase have been sorting out a problem.
Right.
Okay. And Coinbase was pushing hard for the federal judge to drop the case, and they made arguments, and the federal judge said no. Now, I'm going to come out, Larry, I'm going to push out a bunch of content. So the one thing is, I would be honest with you, these are securities, okay? Now, the reason why they're securities is because basically they're an asset that has been used to raise capital to fund founders and future development. I mean, let's keep it really simple. Okay.
Yeah, let's keep it real.
Now, here's the glory or the beauty of the meme coins is that the reason why they don't fall under the category of securities is that they were a copy of essentially another blockchain. So we'll take Dogecoin, for example, was a copy of Litecoin, and Litecoin, or it was a copy of Litecoin. Litecoin was essentially a copy of Bitcoin. And so the reason why it wasn't considered a security is that there were no founders, and there was nobody that profited, and no money was raised to go back towards investors or VCs. And that's one of the reasons why these that have gained in popularity and people have come along and added some utility to them. The fact is they don't simply fall under the category of securities. Now, here's the way that the Coinbase spinned the fact that they didn't get their way, which was that they're going to use this lawsuit as an opportunity to force the SEC into defining rules and regulations so that they could comply, so that they could offer these. Now, I don't think that really anybody thinks that it's the goal of the SEC to stop ADA, to stop Solana, to stop XRP, to keep them from operating and to keep them from developing technology that people will use. I don't really think that anybody considers that the goal, but there has to be a reconciliation between essentially these companies and these groups putting this innovative software technology forward, and how money gets handled. Because the fact is, we know through today with Sam Bankman-Fried, people get hurt.
Yep.
All right. And so there does need to be the protection of people. But here's where I want to go with this. Okay. It's the meme coins that are today pumping with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is up above. It's at around 70K. I don't know where it's sitting right now, but we got a nice green candle.
Let's go right into that, because MicroStrategy, and I'm going to address MicroStrategy. I have played MicroStrategy perfectly.
Yeah, that's been a good play.
And it's not one size fit all. And I've played the Bitcoin miners perfectly. I've guessed it better. So here's what I'm going to say. The charts are right, but you got to understand what the charts are, right? The charts are showing you what's happening in real time, and it's showing you what could happen, right? But there is a percentage. It's not 100%. Fundamentals are not 100% right, believe it or not. We can get into that later. Charts, if you see a chart today with crypto, you cannot treat it the exact same as stocks, because crypto, let's just say Apple, right? Apple, is it really likely for Apple to fall by 30% tomorrow? Not really. But if you're in a meme coin, it's just a Tuesday if it falls by 30%.
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, psychologically, you got to think of these two things differently. Even when you're looking at the charts, the possibility of these falling by 30% is much greater. So it's not that the charts are wrong, it's the way you're looking at it is wrong if you're playing them the same way. So if I'm to be, I'm just trying to.
So can I characterize that? Someone gave, I talked a little bit about this, Larry, on the show earlier about some of the meme coins, and I referred to them as being the Wild Wild West.
Yes.
And one of the guys commented and said, okay, well, why they're like the Wild Wild West is because the Wild Wild West had no rules.
Yes.
And if you didn't know it.
That's actually a good.
Yeah, it was a good comment.
Really good comment.
If you don't know it, rules are the same word as regulation. They're basically the same.
Yeah.
So now, in regards to the charts, it's that when it's not us, it's not the charts that are wrong. It's the interpretation of them.
Right.
Okay. So if you have a stock mind frame and you're looking at a crypto chart, you may think that certain levels are an expected move range, and you're thinking about it from the perspective of how volatile another stock might be. So the charts are always right, but our interpretation is often, a good chart master is only accurate 60% of the time.
There you go. And I want you guys to understand that. Hey, we got a super chat, and then we're going to look at some crypto. What is that? Josh, can you read?
Hey, Unc, love you, but this is for Josh. Josh, please, 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 can you do a video on how to use Mex for Dummies? I purchased my VPN and changed the country to Iceland, but still can't find my Mex account.
I told you this was going to happen. Listen, I'm sorry. You're going to have to do, we're not covering that because I specifically said that I'm not getting into any exchanges.
I will follow up with you.
Yes, he will follow up with you on his page, but we're not. I'm sorry. This is where me and Josh are. Josh does things, I do things. On this page, we're not talking about platforms. We just don't. Now, I do talk about Coinbase because this is the most regulated.
It's a publicly traded company.
It's a publicly traded company.
Open books.
Exactly. So I'm sorry, that's for later. Okay. So let's look at this. Y'all want to talk about this? Leave me a comment if y'all want to talk about this. All right. There we go. Listen. Look at this. Wife. Okay. I call it wife. I know what it is. Oh my God, these people. All right. I call it wife, but it's dog with hat. Okay. So it's with. Okay. But I call it wife. All right. 49%. Let's say call it 50%. Look at what else is pumping. Doge. The Doge is pumping. SHIB's up only 17.7%, but the Doge 47%. Just absolutely killing it. Even beating out what? Floki, right? So this is what I'm telling you guys. Now, Doge is the slow mover. Doge is the scared dude in the movie, right? Doge is the guy that is scared. If there's a monster out there in a horror movie, he's waiting on everybody else to get killed, and he's waiting to see if the coast is clear. That's Doge. Doge is a slow mover compared to Bonk, Shiba Inu, what else?
Well, we got
Floki,
Whiff, Bonk,
Whiff, all of that. So
Brett.
the fact that Doge is moving
Killing it.
the way it is actually bullish, if you ask me, for Doge to be up this much, almost
Now, Larry,
47%.
you know that in the
right?
last 10 days, I've made 2 videos on Doge. And I said in both of those videos, it's not that I am a Doge lover, right? I mean, there's lots of meme coins out there. But the fact is that there is an opportunity for Doge that's unique.
Right.
And when that comes to pass, it's actually going to cause money to flow into all the meme coins. And here's the basic thing in a nutshell, Larry,
Yep.
is we're still looking. There's communities. These are social communities around these meme coins. But what we're looking for is for them to be able to go under the radar of the SEC, which they have. It's why they're pumping, because there's no ICO, no initial coin offering. There's no VC capital behind most of them, right? They're going under the radar of the SEC, which is going to allow them to potentially achieve some form of adoption on maybe a social media platform, because these are social communities. They fit into other social communities, and that's the integration that could happen with Doge. I think it would happen with the X platform. I think Elon is preparing a potential, news flash at the right moment, and because of it, I have been saying that Doge is not going to be sleepy. Now, I've been calling out, I've been clowning on XRP for being sleepy. And guess what today, guys? On a bullish day, we went from 62 cents all the way up, Larry, 63 cents.
Oh my God! Did you buy a Lambo?
Lambo? Now that was the question I asked myself.
That XRP army.
They're gonna hate me. His
name is Josh.
Listen. I am not being who I need to be as an investor if I'm getting stuck somewhere. If your car's stuck in the mud, you don't keep hitting the gas to spin the wheels. You got to get out and do something. I already got out and did that.
Tell them what I talk about. What is my saying about the car?
You want to be in the fastest moving car. I quote Larry on that all the time. I got that from him. And then you would think that because Doge's legacy, that it wouldn't be one of the fastest moving cars. But I think it's still leading the meme space. Now, is it going to have the potential run up that these others are going to have? No. So let me be clear. Before everyone gets so excited. One, Doge is going to be more stable than these other ones like Floki and Solana. It's going to be more stable. So the downside risk is lower. And it has the opportunity, like today, we're seeing it go up 49%. That's amazing, right?
Right.
And I think that we will see a $1 Doge. Having said that, other projects like Brett, right, on the Coinbase blockchain.
You breaking my rules this year. I don't do any price predictions, but go ahead.
Well, other projects like Brett on Base, they're gonna not just get up, 2-3x. They're gonna go up 10x. Some of them are gonna go up 20x, and we've been seeing that. And so even though I'm super bullish on, in particular, Dogecoin, I still understand that it's going to be the smaller cap meme projects that are going to outperform.
Right. And don't get married to last year's coins, whether it be memes or alts. The only thing that you should be, the only thing that I'm married to is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Right. And so Bitcoin is like it's like the S&P 500. That's the only thing I'm married to is the S&P 500 because it works. Right.
Yeah.
Bitcoin works too if you understand. Right. Let's keep it moving. I want to just dab a little bit into everything. Let's look at the biggest gainers right now. Look at this. VLEO, 122%. But what's one of the ones? We got Doge, right? Look at that. And then you don't see a lot of, you got Ocean Protocol. There we go. Whiff, okay? We got losers. Sorry. We got losers. Losers. You're a loser. All right. Not anything we really.
ICP.
ICP.
Kind of sad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of sad to see it on there.
On there. Yeah. That's not cool.
That's not cool.
That's not cool at all. So listen, let's take a minute and let's talk about we're going to take 3 minutes to talk about these miners. Okay. The miners are another thing that I call perfectly, right? For the last year and a half,
Yep.
I've been riding these miners perfectly. Okay. I understand miners. I understand how they make their money, their hash rate, what their balance sheet, which is very important. A lot of people are they go, Bitcoin is running, let me buy it, without looking at the balance sheet. You don't know how much Bitcoin they hold. You don't know what their hash rate is.
Yeah, it's all about the Bitcoin they hold.
It's all about the Bitcoin they hold because that's the way they get rewarded, right? And so Josh and I are a little different. I don't know. We may be the same. I'm going to ask you. When it comes to all of the Bitcoin miners, green days, red days, green days, red days, up, down, up, down. But when you zoom out over the last 30 days, you kind of been flat, right? So you dump in and then you lose. And then you dump in and then it's just kind of, if you a swing trader, you can make money with these. And if you're a day trader, you can make money with these. But if you're buy and hold type of person, you can get burned. You can get burned. So I'm just going to say again, and I've been consistent with this for a while now. I tapped out. I'm no longer dollar cost averaging. I got one share of each just to monitor it. And I'm probably not going to get back in until during the halving and after the halving.
Well, so I want to
give me 2 minutes on that.
I'm just going to keep it very simple on this and say that largely I'm going to agree with Larry that the miners are very volatile, and so more often than not, folks are getting themselves burned. I'm going to briefly talk about the miners as a group. There has not a single profitable miner stock company. So I'm going to repeat that. There have been miners that have been around for a long time. There's not one that has ever gone into the profit. And so it's kind of amazing to think about the fact that the prices are going up.
They're like EV companies.
They're like EV companies. They all dilute their shares and they wait for the price to go up and spike, and then they do a dilution announcement because they're raising capital. Why are they raising capital? Why are they not profitable? It's because it's kind of a bad business, okay? It's not a software company. Microsoft, Google selling advertising. These guys have a hardware product for chips that they are constantly evolving and getting to move faster and better. They got to go get those chips, compete with everybody else against getting them. They get those chips, they buy the money, and while that's happening, the governments raise the power, or the cost of power is going up. And so in a weird way, everything's against them. Hardware, energy costs are going against them. Now, the only thing that's going for them is that Bitcoin as an asset continues to rise, but it doesn't rise all the time. It only rises under 2 years.
And it only works for them if they're holding the Bitcoin.
And if they mine it and hold it. But a lot of people are bad at managing their finances. And so what they do is the minute they mine that Bitcoin, they turn around and spend it so they can get themselves paid. And that's why when the everyday traders are trying to invest in these because they're believing the narrative that these are the guys getting the Bitcoin or controlling the Bitcoin, and that they turn around and the stock, it's very volatile. And so, yes, as Larry said, as far as a day trade, great. Now, I happen to be in some swing trades. I did a call on the Discord, Larry, the Stock Squad Patreon. Me, you, Mo, and Keenan.
Yes.
There's, I'm sure, a link in the
description.
There's a
link in the description below for the Patreon, which you guys could actually go into monthly.
Now, last week I did a call out. Now, I was a little bit nervous because it was pretty sketchy. They hadn't been going up. Bitcoin had been pulling back. So these were pulling back harder. And if Bitcoin continued to pull back, then these should even flush down. So yet I decided to make a decision. Now, in that, I bought 3 of them: CleanSpark, Mara, and Riot. And here's exactly what happened. CleanSpark this morning was up 400%. Mara was up over 100%. My options, yes.
I was like,
yeah,
400%.
And Riot, I got kicked out of. I was only up 20% the other day, and it closed my position because of my stop loss. I had the lowest stop loss on CleanSpark because it was outperforming, and that has just blown up. But later in the afternoon, these have pulled back. And they're entirely contingent right now on what happens with Bitcoin. As long as Bitcoin stays above 70K, CleanSpark's going to continue to pump, right? And some of the other miners, Riot might come up a little bit. Mara might continue to do well. But right now, Clean Spark, the clearly defined leader in the miners.
Absolutely.
It has been worth taking a risk position, but you better be fast on your feet because it's not a buy and hold stock.
No, say that again.
You better be fast on your feet with the miners and know what you're doing because this is not a narrative-driven buy and hold investment.
We say this all of the time, and people literally go and buy and hold, and then we get just plummeted with the same. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening is that like one or two of you didn't hear when we literally said it's not a buy and hold. Look at this. Let's see if I can pull that up. See that? That's MicroStrategy. Now, I'm going to show you my portfolio. That's my MicroStrategy portfolio, Josh. Today, I'm down 8%. Am I worried? No, I'm not worried because I'm still up
10K.
10K. I'm still up 44%. Why? Because I bought in early, right?
Yeah.
So
Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. And I'm just going to let you guys know I bought another full one today, okay? I bought another full one today because I bought in early, right? Right, Corey? And so what's good for me is not what's good for everybody else. Now, why did I buy in good today? Here's why. I do psychology trading, and it has made me more money than anything. I'm looking at the meme coins, Josh. I'm looking at the meme coins. Look at this. Why? Since we've been talking, look at that. 55%, right?
Yep.
Doge, 47%. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm also looking at what's happening with the Sam Bankman-Fried situation, which is actually really massive for the stability of all of crypto.
I would agree.
Right?
I think you're making a good point there.
Then something else that no one is really talking about. We are in tax season. Those checks, most people will have tax money coming in before the halving and during the halving. What do you think some people are going to do with their tax money? What made Bitcoin, what made crypto surge in 2021 was the endless printing of money by the Fed. Hands down, that is one of the biggest things that sent last cycle to the moon because we had money, we were at home, we were bored, and we were making money with our phones. This is psychological trading.
I think you're right, Larry.
Okay? And so, because MicroStrategy was beat down by 10% today, I bought one full because I took advantage of this dip. Remember, anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. Now, for me, as I said, I'm already cool. I'm cool. I see this as an opportunity. But just think about this. The next time it's up by 10%, that's like another $4,000 day for me because I took all of the money from my miners and I rolled it into less risk, a car that I saw moving. What you got to say?
Well, I got to bring something up. So earlier we were talking about a friend of a person that I know that you mentioned to me that they had texted you and said, hey, you know what? This is about a couple weeks back. They said, hey, man, you know what? You were right about Bitcoin. Now, and I turned to Larry and I said, at 70K?
At 70K. He goes, you know what? You was right about Bitcoin last year. When should I get in? And
he comes along and says, man, reaching out to him and says, hey, you were right about Bitcoin at 70K. And I turned to Larry and I said, Larry, when this thing pulls back and it's down, let's say 48K, and I don't know exactly what happened, I said, he won't buy it.
He won't buy it.
So if you give him the answer to buy in 20K less or 20K on sale,
won't buy it.
He will not buy it. And so, I would just tell you in regards to what you're saying, timing is everything.
Yes.
The only reason why MicroStrategies is down today is because Bitcoin's in a volatile moment, right? Where direction is not entirely clear.
It's not clear.
And as a result, there's going to be people who have less tolerance for the anxiety of holding a position through an unclear moment. So you got people that are jittery and they're going to lock in some profits. They got maybe an account like you, Larry. They got 10, 14K, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to pull it now, right? But steady hands, right? If we continue higher, and the fact is there is a fair possibility that we will continue higher right now. If we do, then it's going to be the steady hands that are going to make the most money. Larry got it early, so even if it were to come down, he still has time to lock in some profit, right?
Exactly.
Turn around, go the other way with it, and go and take profits while it goes down. But yeah, the thing is that I really have seen it with friends of mine and with your buddy that they won't buy in a scary moment. And timing is what makes you the most money. That's why, and we try to bring out some of these calls early on.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. I brought up Shiba Inu about 6 months ago.
I remember this.
Yeah, 6 or 7, from 6 to 7 months ago. I said, this is going to be one of my shortest viewed videos.
Yep.
I said it, didn't I?
Matter of fact, we talked about it.
We talked about it.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but literally when he made that video on SHIB, it was so unpopular. Both of us knew that video would get low views.
Yep.
And I said to Larry, Larry, I love the fact that you're making that video because right now is a great day to buy SHIB. This is when it was all down beneath, 0.00009.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's up at 0.00035 or 32.
Yeah.
And that was when you buy, but it's not popular.
I was up over 450%. I put $2,500 in that portfolio that I'm going to show later, not in this video, but when it comes, just before I sell it. But I bought more in another platform. And I said, this is when you buy, good people. When no one's talking about it, when it's beat down, it's coming. There are some legacy, I'm going to call them legacy meme coins that have survived, right? Because a lot of them are going away. Doge survived and will come back, and not just will come back. Doge is back. Doge is saying, where y'all been? Doge is saying, where y'all been? Hello? All right. And Shiba Inu.
Yep.
Now we got these new ones, with Pepe, Floki, Bunk. And I believe that Bunk will be the new SHIB of last year, right? Correct. I believe Bunk, because it's on the Solana network, I believe that Bunk will take off. When I believe Bunk will take off, when we get consecutive closes with Bitcoin above 72.
Absolutely.
And if we break 80, which we're going to hit resistance at around 79, when Bitcoin breaks 80K and stays there for a day or two, watch what happened to these meme coins.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm just going to shout out Floki. And, in reference to all of these projects, by the time that a lot of them show up to Coinbase, oftentimes thousands of % of profit have been made. And so typically when some folks have the opportunity to get them on Coinbase, that's actually at the point in time in which I would say is a distribution phase. Okay. Now, Bonk, luckily, that's something that you've been able to get on Coinbase, and it's had a huge run up, but it hasn't been through its parabolic move.
Right.
I want to encourage a lot of people, man, to just become familiar with coinmarketcap.com.
Yes.
And start looking at the market cap of these projects, because that tells you what they potentially could do.
Right.
You look at a new meme coin like Bonk and Floki and Whiff, and you go back and look at what was the market cap top of SHIB or Doge in the last bull cycle, okay? So whatever the market cap top was, it's not a guarantee that they'll get there, but you could make the suggestion that the momentum and the adoption of crypto in general has increased this particular cycle, because momentum for adoption is increasing, that we could potentially get back to a similar market cap. So if we're sitting at, 200 million on Bonk, and SHIB got to 5 to 10 billion, that could 10 or 20x. Those are just rough numbers for the sake of the example. But start looking at market cap, and you also have to look at circulating supply. And I'm not trying to lose everybody who doesn't know those terms, but if there are too many of them, then its sustainability as a project is in question. And that always is the great reminder that the American dollar has too much circulating supply, and its sustainability as an investment vehicle is in question.
Right. So we're going to look here. We're going to end this live in 5 minutes, but I just want to show you guys this, right? Don't join these armies, good people. We keep telling you guys.
That was a pretty good gain, though. That's the whole penny off of XRP
a whole
today,
penny
Larry.
off of XRP. Right. So when I went into the Patreon,
Yes.
Josh, it's about a month ago, and I said, I'm selling half of my XRP. I had a lot of XRP. And I says, I'm putting half of it into Bunk. And I've since took some and rolled it over into Bunk and then some into Solana. They were both good moves, right? People were like, oh no, Unc, hold on. Why would you tell me to hold on to my money? Don't listen to these stupid armies, right? We are not joining. You know, I'm not calling them armies anymore. I'm calling them gangs, right? We ain't joining these gangs, right? Look at this, good people. This is XRP, right? In the last month. It was about a month ago, right?
Pretty much.
Look
Sideways.
at that massive gain XRP has. It lost 1.31%, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I rolled it over into Bunk. Was that a good move, Josh?
90%.
Just because I want to be in the fastest moving car. I don't care. I ain't joining this gang.
And
I'm
Larry,
too old
if
to be
you
in the
had-
gang.
There was a moment in time, it's up
Yep.
90% right now, but there was a moment in time in which it was around 300%. So
That's
knowing
it.
you, if you, you
I
can
took
take
some
profits on that.
Right. You know, I showed you. I took some profits. So this is what I'm saying, good people. Don't get emotionally involved with any of these meme coins. Okay, it's just a taxi cab ride. That's it. Yep. Okay. So disagree, Larry. Clean Spark up in the last month. Okay.
Well, the thing is with that,
You're misunderstanding. But go ahead, Josh.
well, I was only going to say that, you know what Larry did is he took the focus off of the miners, which were somewhat stagnant. Clean Spark has absolutely been hot, but rolled it into MicroStrategies, which was simply hotter. It was a better decision.
It was a way better decision.
And you know what? If you follow Larry as an investor, and I do, I'm his friend, and I have my own page, but I also listen and watch Larry's. What I know about him is that he's very much in tune with momentum and the way money's flowing. And so if they were hot, he'd be all over them, folks.
Exactly.
All over them. If he's not all over them and you're not hearing him talking about him, it's because they've cooled off or become more risky. And so
Right.
so
Right.
one of them popped off 30%. That's good.
One of them. Look at the rest of them, right?
Yeah.
If there was did you know that those were the two? Now, I'm not saying that they're crap, and I'm not saying that don't, and I'm not saying that don't sell them. What I'm saying is, even from now until the halving, they could sell off. And day by day is what I'm talking about. Up 10% one day, and then the next day down 15%. Then the next day up 15%. There are some that have been beat down, right? There's like 20 of them, right? And so that's what I'm saying. So just because 2 won, that's a gamble. With MicroStrategy, first I'm going to ask you to look at Bitcoin. Every time Bitcoin moves, MicroStrategy is leveraged with Bitcoin.
It's not
2.1.
an actual, it's not. I want to kind of briefly explain that. So it's not a leveraged product, MicroStrategies, but what it is it's pretty easy. They're positioned for all of, I think it's 205,000 Bitcoin. They own it around 30K. Well, Bitcoin's sitting at 70. So it's pretty much moving twice as fast as Bitcoin. So just keep that in mind. That's the reason why you're seeing those bursts. So if you go up 5-10% on Bitcoin, don't be surprised if MicroStrategies goes up even more.
Right. There you go. There you go. I'm not in the gala this year. I was this season. I was last season. I just not into it. Doesn't mean that it's not a good one. I haven't even been studying it. Who is this dude? Who is this
Grace.
dude? Who is this dude? Go ahead, read that.
Doge is up more in a week than can Spark on a month. Doge was a faster moving vehicle at this moment. Simple as that. I have to agree with him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Keenan, the King Grace. Guys, can we talk about what do we want to talk about?
I have a little bit.
Ahead.
It's not been the best mover. And you know what? Every once in a while, I want to take a moment and kind of reorganize my meme coins.
And I'm going to pull something up while you do that.
I have a little bit of wife Doge, but it hasn't really done anything. I have some Solana, which is a Solana meme coin, and it's come down a lot. So some of these I'm holding and some I've trimmed. But you want to be in the best performers. Just what's working right now? Well, obviously we just saw WIF, WIF, and Doge are working Those are really the ones. If you don't have those in your top two as far as a meme portfolio, then you are not in the best meme vehicles right now.
Okay, this is what I want to show. And this is one of the things I've noticed about Doge and most of these memes, right? Let's look at this. We got wife Doge, right? What's the percentage for the month? 22%, right? We're up 22% for the month. But if you simply, let's see here, did I do this right? So which one was a better investment over the last month? Doge
is bringing home the bacon.
Or his wife.
Doge daddy is
Right.
paying the bills, it looks
Right.
like to me.
And I've noticed this about most of these. So when you get the wife Doge, right? Then you get SHIB, and you get baby SHIB with a stinking diaper, right?
Those will pop.
They
will pop, but in a very short window.
Exactly, very short.
And they may
window.
never come back.
Exactly, and then everybody, Unc, you missing it. How about wife Doge? Unc, you missing it. How about this? And if you would have just stayed with
I've got a test for them, Larry.
Go ahead.
So go do this. First of all, be careful when you're looking to invest in a meme coin. If you go to the X platform and you find the correct verified crypto page, go to their website. Okay, I want you guys to do this. So go to Wife Doge website and just scroll up and down, right? And what you'll find is a pretty simple presentation of their game plan. Now go to Floki's website, and you have one of the most impressive developments, communications, forecasting, integrations, partners. It's so freaking sophisticated. Do just a little bit of research. I just gave you the smallest research tool. I knew that I liked Floki as one of the up-and-coming meme coins simply by what their team had presented. And I'm that doesn't mean just because they don't have a good presentation that I'm not going to get in and out of them on a run-up. But if you're looking for something with a little bit of staying power for more than just an hour or a day, like that P. Diddy coin. If you want something that's got more staying, yeah, go ahead.
Why y'all buying a P. Diddy coin? Why? Just why, man? Come, bro. P. Diddy? Anyway, Josh knows. Well, we can't go into that. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. Really? All right, go ahead.
Well, yeah. So just do the smallest amount of research. And, if they don't have much presentation, that means they really don't have much of a game plan. And some of these other projects, obviously SHIB has got a massive ecosystem and a ton of developers. And so that's likely to survive this, the bull cycle and into the next winter, right? They did. They already survived a winter. I think Floki is going to be that type of crypto. But I'm not holding any of these after they do a parabolic move, because none of these are, as Keenan has done one of the best jobs and you've done a good job, but one of the best jobs of constantly reminding people that these are not investments. This is not the VOO. This is not the SPY. This is like a race. Now imagine this, Larry. I'm going to give an analogy today, right? I've never been to the races, but let's imagine we go to the races, the Kentucky Derby, and you're there betting on the horses, okay?
Right.
And they all take off, and it's exciting. Right. It's thrilling. People are throwing their drinks and their popcorn, whatever they got there. I don't know, Larry. Yeah. They got their hats falling off, and the horses run around, and your horse either wins or loses, okay? But then everybody ends up leaving.
Right.
But you don't. You stay. And you're trying to hold on and wait next year till the Kentucky Derby comes. Right. It's raining, it's snowing, and nobody's doing nothing. The horse is done back in the barn, okay? Now, this is really what some folks have been doing with crypto.
That's the truth with crypto.
There's no more race today.
Right.
The winner's been chosen.
It's done.
Take your money, cash out.
Yeah.
Right?
And this
leave.
cycle, let's talk about the cycles for a minute. Here we go. We're not going to do this again because we want to help you guys.
Yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good time.
If you guys don't know what a crypto cycle looks like, if you don't know what happens basically every 4 years, if you don't know what blockchain technology is, if you don't know what the halving is, right, and when it is and what it does, then why are you putting all your hard-earned money in the meme coins? I don't get it. I just don't get it, right? And just go spend a day before you put your money and study. Just study. And you guys know, I'm going to say it again. Yes, it's in the class. I have it in Stock Up You, right? If you don't want to get it in Stock Up You before you invest your hard-earned money, please see what you're getting yourself into, because a lot of people are going to get burned. They do every crypto winter. People get burned.
Yeah.
And more people get burned than actually make money.
Absolutely.
Just hear that. I'm just going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't care if these armies, these gangs come at me. I'm going to tell you the truth. All right?
Well, and Larry, last night we watched that it's not
Doge is not financial advice.
Yeah.
Doge, that's y'all's homework. Everybody, please go to your TV, say, play the movie called This Is Not Financial Advice. It's about the Dogecoin millionaire that cashed out his credit cards, cashed out all his stock, YOLO'd with $180,000 into Dogecoin, brought that up to $3 million. And then that play, which I was in that play, and I told you guys when to sell in 2021, saw $1 million go bye-bye in like 5 minutes.
Yep.
And then lost it all, almost back down to exactly where he bought it.
Now, actually, I was following Larry at that time, and him and I have been talking a lot about it. I remember that. I don't know if you went live.
I did.
Yeah. And you literally were on YouTube
Yep.
live saying, sell, 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 sell,
Yeah.
sell, sell.
Yeah. But that Monday, I said, this is the best time to buy. And I said, sell on Friday because it's going to crash and burn while he's on, while Elon is on Saturday Night Live. I literally said that live.
And I'm just going to say, so he got to $3 million. Now, I know it's tough. I said to Larry while we were watching the movie, I said, it was extremely impressive that he had the courage to hold on to this after $1 million. Because how many of us, if we made a really good investment and it got to $1 million, we would not lock in that profit. Right? And yet he got to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. And I think it kind of gave me this impression, Larry, that there never was going to come a time when he's going to lock in the profit.
I'm finna do something funny because he keeps asking the same question. MicroStrategy is going to $1 billion tomorrow. Sell your firstborn and buy it all. Now,
Right.
you know I'm joking, right? No one can predict what it's going to be. No one. It's going to be a guess, right? I'm saying is I'm using you for an example because this is not new. We've been through these cycles every year. Josh, give me a prediction so I can just put all my money in. We don't know. If Bitcoin turns around, let me ask you this. What is Bitcoin right now at the minute of this video? Because if you don't know what Bitcoin is, then don't be asking for a MicroStrategy prediction. The mistakes we made in 2021, we're not making those mistakes here. I'm going to let these kids get y'all in trouble and lose all y'all's money and keep telling y'all to buy. I'm not doing it. And Josh ain't either. I'm not going to let him. I will literally get on a plane and tackle him live while he's making his video.
Yeah. So
Now,
can I give him a comment on MicroStrategies?
Yes.
So I think this is the point that Larry's making. One, I think you made your point very clearly.
Thank you.
Okay. Hopefully you guys got that clear. Now, when you go to consider the charts, you can get some clues, but there's a huge difference between a clue and a crystal ball. Okay. Now, what it did is
Look at
P. Diddy coin. I call him the diddler coin.
The diddler.
I wanted to come up with a coin called the diddler, but
Yeah.
anyways, so
The
this
reason why I said that, Josh, is this dude asked the same question 10 times. But go ahead.
I'm going to give him a little bit of what might help him. So I called support on MicroStrategies in my Monday video at $17.15. Now today, right now, it's sitting at $17.06. Now, if you understand my support lines, it actually means that it's critical that today, before the market closes, that it stay above 17.15. Otherwise, that's a broken support range, which means it's going to go down to the next support range. Now, there's one exception to that. If tomorrow it opens above 17.50, then it's a cheat. It means that the support held overnight. So that's the one exception. So I would just tell you this. I don't know where it's going to go tomorrow, but I can tell you how important it is that it stay above 17.15. You can see that support that I gave you guys is pretty much what's holding it up right now.
Right.
But it depends on whether it holds or loses that level. If it holds it, we can assume that it could go back up to 1,800, right, as a target. But if it fails to hold it, then we've got to get the next support level below, which I'll probably give you guys in the Discord.
Hey, I got to address a hater right here. Look at this. Read that, Josh.
Look at Larry Jones, a.k.a. Crypto God, acting like he knows crypto when just 3 to 4 years ago he hated crypto. You know what?
That is such
Larry,
a lie.
I've been watching you from the beginning, right? This is my friend. When he put out his first videos, we were talking about him. He's like, oh, Josh, look at this. We went to this many views. I was like, oh, Larry. I called you one day saying, Larry, this is amazing. You got these views.
Let me say this.
But just say, I'll throw this in.
Go ahead.
There's never been a day, not one single day, that I've ever heard Larry say that he hates crypto.
Right. I said I hate y'all asking me about crypto.
There's a difference.
But I never, ever said I hate crypto. I said that I would not put, now we're going back to 2020. I said I will put more money in it when I understand it. But I can tell you right now, I dare anybody on this platform to know more. I've been deep studying crypto, as Josh knows, like nobody's business. And I'm one of the ones that showed you guys $166,000 loss. I showed it on my video, didn't I?
Yep.
But I also made 376 after the $166,000 loss. That was just because I got back in, and even though I saw that we were in a markdown phase, I didn't want to accept it. So, would you rather someone look you in the eye and tell you the truth? But the truth is, I made just under $400,000, even with the $166,000 loss. So until you put that kind of money in there, then you can come at your boy. But I can tell you right now, I have made a killing with crypto. And I was smart enough to buy a lot of these meme coins last year. So if you want to debate me with what blockchain technology is, the cycles, when to buy and when to sell, how to swing, me and you can go all day. I will blow your mind. So I am not a god. I am not a god. I'm somebody who studies. That's it. And I'm somebody who's a straight shooter. And I'm not going to sell at the top, and neither did I buy at the bottom. I bought a Bitcoin at 25K, which I showed you. I showed you guys. But was it a good choice? Yes. Was it the bottom? No, because I'm not trying to guess the bottom, nor am I going to try to sell at the top. I do know that I'm going to be taking some profits on my meme coins when they surge after Bitcoin hits 80K.
Yeah. And can I give a clue to that?
Please do.
I just would say to you guys this. We came up out of the winter, and there was a certain percentage move from coming up out of the winter to entering into the first couple stages of the bull cycle. I've given this example before. So let's say that SHIB came up 300%. Largely and roughly, if you look at past patterns in history, when we get our second push up on one of the legacy coins, you might see a similar move. Okay, you might see a similar move. So it could be a little bit more, but for perspective, you want to look at the initial move that we've gotten overall and then realize that we're probably not going to get more than that on the second pump. And so if you're expecting more, or people are out there preaching that something's that more realistically people might say goes to $1 or $2, and they're saying it's going to go to $10,000, and that's going to be like 10,000%, and it's a legacy coin. You've got to have some simple tools to learn how to gauge where to potentially take profit. Yeah. Largely for me, it is between 300 to 400 on some of these larger projects, and it's around a 10x for some of these newer ones. Now, you have to understand, just because it's new to you doesn't mean it's new to the investment community. There's already folks who have, Pepe as an example, went up 300,000%.
Can you put a pause there?
Yes.
You see that comment right there? That's a lie. I did not make him money on that. That's a lie. Go ahead, Josh.
Dogecoin.
Liar, pants on fire.
Yeah, so folks will come on to the comment page and they will reference something that isn't actually happening. They'll say, because Dogecoin hasn't been really one that we've talked about much at all. And so just be careful, even in the comment section, about what people are saying. So yeah, so I think that as I was saying regarding Pepe, that it has already moved tens of thousands of percentage points before it even got to some of the crypto exchanges that I've recently introduced as places to get early coins. The earliest coins come out on Uniswap. You get them on Uniswap and places like that. That's before they even get to an exchange like MEXC or BitGet. Then they go to those exchanges like KuCoin, MEXC. Then after that, they'll eventually find their way to Coinbase. And yes, if they're going to be a survivor and if they're going to go into the next crypto cycle, then yes, they can continue to climb from there. But the amount of percentages that they would move are significantly reduced compared to the percentages that they moved when they got onto the early exchanges versus the percentages that they moved when they previously had been on the swap portals.
Someone asked about Jasmy, and I got some Jasmy.
Can I tear up Jasmy?
Go ahead.
Man, I don't know what to tell you guys.
I got a little. But
So Jasmy I'm really surprised at the popularity of Jasmy. I know all the claims to fame. I did my research. I invested in it. And it wouldn't shock me if it had some moves. But you know where those moves are coming from? Pure hype and speculation. Because let me tell you, do you know that Larry, do you know that the developer platform that you can go and audit and research how these projects are moving, do you know the last time that any of the folders had been opened so that anyone for Jasmy?
For Jasmy, when?
2022. So the folks over at Jasmy haven't even opened the folders for development since 2022. Wow. Now, this thing got picked up by popular culture and started swirling around, and people started pumping it. But someone might correct me, but and I know there's been a little bit of like some Twitter they maybe update their Twitter posts here and there. But I'm telling you guys, Jasmy is not one that I like or trust. And yeah, you might catch a lucky burst of an upswing, but I mean, you'd be wanting to take profit on that one.
I got a little when it was beat down. Remember, I told you guys when I bought a little. I was live actually, and somebody asked about it. I said, yeah, I got a little when it cratered, right? And it was just like you don't put Bitcoin money in a Jasmy.
No.
Yeah. So
I like I like the Diddler coin more than Jasmy.
You mean Diddy?
I'm just joking.
The Diddy.
I renamed it the Diddler coin.
The Diddler coin. Oh, you guys are bullish long term. Let's answer that. Go ahead.
Well, okay. So Tesla, right? Larry and I were actually looking at the chart. Yesterday we spent a good 30 minutes talking about the Tesla chart. And overall, the answer is largely yes. There's a lot of indicators in the chart that really indicate that we are back in a place on support. I don't see any strong indicators of massive capitulation coming. The RSI and all these other factors and charts that we look at, the distance that the price action is from some of the moving averages, it all actually looks like it's where it should be. I think that it's reasonable to take risk on it. I haven't changed my position that we'll hit 154 on it. I don't know that as a fact. It's not a hard prediction. I literally said in the same video when I said that my goal price of entry is 154. I said I am DCAing right now. Yep. Okay. But I also said that when we came up to 177, that it likely would operate as resistance. And since we got up above it for only a short amount of time, we've quickly come beneath it and we've been coming down. Yep. I don't see any indication that this is the turnaround moment, and that would be by volume and momentum. So that's not there.
Right.
And so my assumption is that we might have a one more dip. But I would say that on that dip, if we got anywhere beneath 160 and into the 150 range, that would be where I would be the most confident in buying it. And please don't forget how massive robots are going to be. And you know what, Larry, they don't believe me because robots is like the talk of the Jetsons. Nobody believes. These companies have made legitimate progress in robots.
You guys haven't seen some of these videos, real videos of how advanced some of these robots are.
And then literally, can I even go deeper on this?
Yeah. Well, let's, and then I got a question I want to go get back to Bitcoin.
I think it's just really important regarding the robots is because while people were working on the hardware for robots, Larry, then out of the universe came this artificial intelligence, AI. And so we have two technologies which are not small, simultaneously converging, hardware and software. And so the bottom line is that Tesla's a massive player. And the reason why I don't think we're hearing more about Olympus right now, their program, is because Elon's not getting paid because of...
I agree with that.
You know, and as soon as he gets his money straight,
Yep.
then you're going to get the messaging straight. And then you're going to see Tesla stock go back up. And I've said it before. Previously, when Tesla got all the way down to $101, everybody needs to take note of the fact that it went up 200% in less than 6 months. It was 5 months, I believe. So yes, if the right messaging and the right money begin to get squared away, and they start really bringing out some more tech on the robots, this stock will easily get back to 315 potentially in 2024. Now,
The question
it's not a
is-
hard prediction. It's what I'm watching
And
for.
it's not a straight line up. So here's where he and I don't know if we differ or not. I am, I took some profit, I did some profit taking on my Tesla. And I'm waiting till after the election to load back up.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. And here's why. If the former president wind up winning, that's going to be a negative for all EVs. And they may take another hit, right? But it's inevitable. They're coming back and they're going to continue to grow in their market share. But the price is reflecting the amount or the speed at which they grow and them being profitable, of course, their earnings, right? Quarter by quarter. But you have to determine when is going to be the best time for you to buy long. So I'm looking to extend my long positions, but I just kind of feel in my head, not my heart, that they're going to take another hit.
Well, so I want to interpret your logic, because we talked about this, and
Yes.
I'm going to just put my spin on it. So I agree with Larry. I think he's correctly seeing the way that things will play out. But I would add this to that scenario. Wall Street is going to lead the buying 6 months in advance of that news. And so
you got a
let's
point.
say
You
that
got a
he's
point.
100% right with his speculation. And let's say somebody knows who's going to be president.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that somebody's figured out that it might be Trump and that he's going to be hard on the EVs.
We're just speculating.
It's pure speculation, guys, please. There's nothing here
No,
political.
please, that's like not get.
But let's
political.
just say that someone has that figured out.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to begin to see 6 months in advance. So we know the election's in November, right?
Right.
So you're going to look 6 months in advance.
Right.
If you begin to see some rapid price increase in June,
then you know.
that
Right.
people have thought these things through. And when
The poll numbers are showing that the former president might be, then that's a sign.
And when those news events occur, those is going to be the FUD moments.
Yep.
The price will have already run up.
Fear,
those will be the
uncertainty,
FUD
and
moments that knock it down so that smart money can turn around and buy more as they know what the big picture behind the scene view is going to be. So I don't in any way disagree with Larry. I literally think spot on. You're seeing the rollout of events potentially correctly. I would just say keep an eye on smart money because they buy early. They buy early, folks.
Yep. I've made a lot of money following smart money. Yeah, just smart money. And not just smart money sometimes. Sometimes smart money is not that smart. It's just big money, right? So there was someone that asked.
There was a question about Say that I would love to answer.
Well, let's. This is a bigger
What's that
question that I want answered. I want you to answer that first, and then
Man, that's
I'm
a
going
tough one.
I want to answer because
you
this
gotta-
is going to
I got
help more
questions.
people.
I got questions on that one. I don't know if
Yeah.
I got answers.
Yeah.
The question is, Mr. Larry, is it a good idea to sell the coins once Bitcoin hits 80K?
Mm-hmm.
If I had to be very, very simple, I would say no. Here's what you need to understand about the way things will roll out. Bitcoin will top off at some point, and it's possible 80K is the top. And please, let's just consider that for a moment.
And then I'm going
Okay.
to come behind you.
Bitcoin then will come back down, and what will it do? It'll largely move sideways for the next 12 months. And while it's moving sideways, once it stabilizes, the altcoins will have an altcoin rally that will cause the altcoins typically to parabolic run up. It's going to be where all the new market leaders are going to flex and show themselves. Coins like SEI and SUI, SUI. That's when you're going to see whether those can go 10, 20 billion market cap. And so no, but here's what I want to specify, because it's a lot of if-thens, folks, and I'm sorry it's that way, but that's the way it is. So when Bitcoin does have a sell-off, it will bring everything down for a while, but that's where you begin to observe who comes down the least. Okay, and then and some of them might not even come down those will be leaders. So it'll all come down together, but then others will begin to use that as a springboard. And that's where you'll see the alts take off.
Right. Now, this alt season is going to be the most difficult to read. Finally, someone that say what I said correctly. Now, I said that I am going to take some profit at 80. Now, here's the what you have to hear that is louder than that. When Bitcoin hits to 80, you guys see how the altcoins have been moving this season. Stop looking too far back right now. The altcoins are early, right? I'm sorry, meme coins. The meme coins are early.
Are we staying in this camera, Larry?
Yes.
Okay.
The meme coins are early this season, right?
The meme
we
coins,
all see
because
that.
you know why? Because they're not under the fear of the SEC regulation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So the meme coins are early.
They're
this
able to
year.
run.
They're able to run, right? And so when Bitcoin hits 80, if Bitcoin breaks above 80, they don't move. You guys see how all of these Floki, Whiff, all of the meme coins, they wait. They wait. They don't surge the day or the hour that Bitcoin hits a new high. They all kind of wait. And then if Bitcoin gets stabilizes there, that's when they start making double digits moves. Yeah. I've noticed that about all of them, okay? Doge, Shiba Inu, they all kind of wait. And then they have days like this, which is saying, hey, I think the coast is clear. Then look at that. Look at that with 59.
59.
Okay? So that's what happens. Doge, 45. So that's what's happening.
I think we were pumping it, Larry.
Yeah, we were pumping it. They're going to say we pumped it.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
You're welcome.
You own any Whiff? I own some Whiff.
There you go. Can y'all buy me a cup of coffee? But anyway, so when it hits 80, for me.
It's time to take caution.
Exactly. Because, and I want to be crystal clear, I went in heavy early. And I put in twice the amount of money that I choose to have in.
Yep.
Okay. And I'll show you. Did I show you?
I think I might have seen.
Yeah. Okay. Josh, do I have a lot of money in there?
Plenty of money.
Okay.
Plenty of money.
I'm taking my risk off the table. Okay. So what I'm going to do is when these memes surge past 80, I'm taking half out because I still will have more than most people will have still in. So what am I going to be doing? Playing with the house's money. I'm risk off. This is how I made over $250,000 with Shiba Inu, a crap coin, because I understood that if I keep pulling my money out as it goes up, if I go in heavy on the front end, and then
more risk on when other people are not buying.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the truth, guys.
My risk is early. With meme coins, if you assume the risk early, you win. And then it's easier for you to play with the house's money, so I can't lose. So I wanted to be crystal clear.
Can I chat
Please
about something? All right. Well, someone's asking me about Flow, and there was another guy who said, "Please answer my question." Flow. Okay. I'm just going to say, first of all, I liked the development team behind Flow, and they were successful and smart. But the Flow token itself, you got to go back into the circulating supply and how many of these coins are getting minted in the winter. And the volume of coins that are out there dramatically increased on some of them over time. Flow would be an example of that. So what that means is that, let's say the previous, and this is just for perspective, this isn't the pricing for Flow, but let's say the previous all-time flow for Flow was $1, right? And let's say they had 50 billion supply,
right?
And then it dropped, okay?
Right.
Now, if they, over the course of the winter, they increased their circulating supply from 50 billion to 100 billion. Now, when it gets back to 50 cents, it's the same as it getting back to $1.
Yeah.
People aren't doing those simple math equations on these cryptos. Some folks, now I appreciate, I'm literally here to help you guys. That's why we're sitting here talking.
That's why we're here.
Right? But some aren't doing some of the basic fundamental research to understand these crypto projects, and they're just getting excited about some news stories that have come out. Flow was a great and exciting project. Now, they were tied up heavily in Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, but I thought that they had broken away from it. The problem with Flow right now is not their past alliance. The problem with Flow right now is their tokenomics, which aren't great. Now, does that mean that they're dead? No, it just means they have to kill it. It's kind of like It's kind of like a performer who's had great games in the past,
Right.
But maybe they're getting older and they're not performing the same way.
Yes.
Could they come out and have a big game and win it? Yes,
Yes.
but they better come out and kill it.
Yep.
Right, and that's what Flow needs to do right now.
All right, we're gonna go here. I'm gonna leave by saying this. First thing I said to Josh is like, Josh, please keep these. We're gonna keep it short. We're gonna be half an hour. I got this thing in there. I done flipped it over
Yep.
twice. We
Yep.
over an hour.
Yep.
Because we want you
I
guys.
do like that, Larry.
Yeah.
Keeping track of things.
We want you guys to win. I want you guys to see this, right? And just what I'm going to say is going to help you for next season. Just remember this. What I'm going to say is going to help you for next season. It's never too late. When you watch that Dogecoin Millionaire movie, this is not financial advice.
That's the name of the movie.
That's the name of the movie. This is what, not financial advice. Everybody watched that movie. One of the smart things he did. Now, I think it was insane for him to hold them all. He held them all, never sold. But what he did was he got in on Floki.
Yes, early.
And
that has made all the difference.
And I followed on some last year. So here's what I want to show you in closing. Okay? And here's why you just don't have to assume all the risk, right? Look at this. So if you look at this right now, and if you go to the month, look at this. Look at WIF.
Yeah.
Look at WIF.
Look at
500. Look at
Floki showing up
Floki.
with a bubble too.
500%.
SHIB got a nice bubble.
Look at that. Doge,
Yeah,
142%. SHIB, I'm up twice this much on one of my SHIB.
I mean, guys, the market's speaking to you
Yes.
about WIF and Floki. Now, come on.
Yeah, Bunk is still even up 104%. And if Bitcoin pushes above 80, I believe Bunk is going to go bonkers, right? And so this is what I'm saying to you guys. If you understand these cycles and understand that every cycle is a little different, this cycle has been the massively more different. Some of the things that's happening to the Bitcoin miners is the passing of the spot ETFs. People are just choosing to buy the Bitcoin spot ETFs other than the Bitcoin miner. That's one of the things that is working negatively against the Bitcoin miners, right? Because of that huge amount of inflows of institutional money, it has changed this system. We are in a run-up pre-halving, okay? You gotta look at the entire puzzle. We are in a run-up pre-halving. Now, the question is around April 19th or 20th, what's going to happen? And that's going to be another show.
Yeah.
What could happen to all of crypto? Because
maybe, you know what, Larry?
Yes.
Let's go live tomorrow on my page if you're up to it.
okay, you know what? Tomorrow
We'll continue this conversation. It's been a good conversation.
We're going to continue this. We're going to go live tomorrow. Remember, the market is closed in observance, the stock market in observance of Good Friday. So the stock market will be closed. Crypto trades 24 hours, right? All right. So I failed. I said a half hour. Tomorrow, let's stick to a half hour. Like, let's just do lightning round.
Let's do it.
Let's just, okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Anything you want to say?
Yeah, one of the things I'm going to talk about tomorrow is because people will say, well, Josh, there's a lot of meme coins. How do you guys even know which of these might be market leaders? Well, you have to understand that some of these meme coins are tied to the blockchains. So some of these, it's a war of the blockchains.
Yep.
Right. And that's what folks, I'm going to go into that a little bit tomorrow. And we're going to talk about which of the blockchains has been performing the best. And even though Bitcoin's killing it, the fact is some of the blockchains are running faster than Bitcoin. And I'm going to break that down for you guys.
That is absolutely true. Right. And so here's my easy way of showing what's hot and what's not. It's just basically what people are talking about.
Let's go to the year, Larry. Pop it to the year real quick.
It's what people are simply talking about. Look at that.
Now, all of a sudden, Bonk actually showed up.
Yep, look at that.
Bonk showed up.
Look at that.
5,189%. Floki's in second
Floki
place.
is 679.
Yeah,
Bonk is 5,000.
Yep.
But you know what? Look at Solana.
And as
right?
far as layer ones, we can't start tomorrow's show, but as
Right.
far as layer ones, Solana's got the biggest bubble.
Solana's got the biggest bubble. And what did I do over a month ago when I sold the other half of my XRP. Where did I say I was pulling it into? Solana. Was that a good move? Yes. See, I'm about being in the fastest moving car, and I ain't joining your gang. All right. So if you the SHIB gang, then I'm sorry, I ain't joining your gang. If you the XRT gang, I ain't joining your gang. What?
Big T, I'll check out CTRM for you in the next show.
What up,
but
Big T?
I agree with Larry about these gangs. I like that reference.
Right. We ain't joining no gang.
They're not even armies, man. They showing up angry because I didn't celebrate that penny raise on XRP today.
Just remember, you join one of these gangs, your mom and your daddy is gonna. My dad used to say, "I will smack the black off of you." I made my dad.
That's what happened to me, Larry.
That's what he smacked. Josh used to be black.
I used to be in a gang.
My dad smacked
That's
the black
how we knew
off of Josh.
From the south side of Chicago.
That's it.
I had a rough
and
dad.
No more black left.
I had a rough dad.
That's it.
That's all we got for these guys.
That's it, man. My dad used to say stuff like, "I will rip your arm off and beat you with the wet end."
Best liners and lessons. You know, I'm writing this stuff down when I'm with his dad. He knows.
Yep. Hey, we're gonna leave it right there. We're gonna go live tomorrow on Stocks with Josh's page. Josh, before we end, would you talk about Stock Up You for a minute?
Absolutely. Well, I'd like to kind of mention my role in Stock Up You. Larry and I worked on this, year back or so, and I did some courses in there on charting. And honestly, they're pretty good work. I thought they were concise and to the point, and it's for people that are beginning their journey and need to have a really good, clear understanding of what would be the sort of the easiest overview of what you could possibly pull up from it.
Yes. So, and we literally go into, we do a Q&A, how to find support and resistance, which you could do on all of your crypto.
I would watch those at least 2 times.
2 times. You really need to actually just for the next month go back and forth, because this class is going to help you kill it with stocks and crypto. And my crypto chapter is phenomenal even for those of you that don't understand crypto. It is phenomenal. All right.
Larry, what time should we go live tomorrow?
You know what? We'll let you guys know, because
we'll put a premiere out.
We'll put a premiere out. We'll put a premiere out well in time. We'll give you at least an hour's notice. How's that?
Very good. Yep. And bring the questions tomorrow, man. We'll get some chart time in there too.
And it's going to be a lightning round. So we want to just go boom, 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 and answer as many as we can. In closing, I keep saying in closing like I'm a Baptist preacher. Well, Church of God in Christ.
Great show. I'll leave you guys with peace and blessings.
All right. So I just want to say this. We know that more people will lose money with the meme coins than make money.
That's true.
What we are trying to do, what's in my heart of hearts is everybody's making money right now. But my heart of hearts is to help you to save money.
Once you make it.
Once you make it.
Make it and then figure out what you're going to do with it.
And so, and if you sell and take some profits at 80, you are doing better than some that are running higher, because the higher it goes up, the more risk you have, right? So if you sell and take some profits and you made 100, 200, 300, even 50%, then don't feel bad. Don't feel like you missed out, because you are entering into what Wall Street calls dumb money, emotional trading, right? And we want to help so many. I saw so many people lose money, FTX and all of this. I want to help you guys keep the money that you make, okay? I'm going to leave it right there. Love you guys. Make sure you check out the links below. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Join us tomorrow with Stocks with Josh. Peace.